You know what casinos don't want you to know? They're double dipping on you. Every single time you sit down at a slot machine, every single time you play blackjack, every single bet you make, they're tracking it, rating it, calculating exactly how much you're worth to them. And here's the thing that's going to piss you off. You're leaving half your comps on the table, maybe more than half. See, most players think it's simple. You put your card in, you play, you get points, end of story. Wrong. There's a glitch in the system, not a technical glitch, a psychological one, and it's been hiding in plain sight for 30 years. I'm talking about comp multiplication, real comp multiplication, not the fake play longer, get more points garbage they advertise. I'm talking about gaming the rating system itself, making the casino think you're betting twice what you're actually risking, getting full credit for half the action, earning diamond status on a silver budget. And it's completely legal because they designed it this way. They just hoped you'd never figure it out. If you want the full system, the exact plays, the casino list, the comp tracker spreadsheet, check the link below. But listen to this first, because what I'm about to tell you will change how you see every casino floor you ever walk onto again. Let's go. My name doesn't matter. What matters is this. I spent 11 years on the other side of that camera. Surveillance, casino ops, player development. I've sat in the room where they decide your comp value. I've watched pit bosses rate players. I've seen the spreadsheets that calculate exactly how much free money they can give you before you stop being profitable. And I've seen the loopholes, the stuff they don't train the floor staff to catch, the rating errors that happen every single day, the exploitation methods that high rollers use but regular players never hear about. I left that world 3 years ago. And now, I'm burning it all down. Not because I'm angry, not because I got fired. I left on my own terms. I'm doing this because the game is rigged, and you deserve to know how it actually works. So let's start with the first secret, the one that'll earn you double comps starting tonight. Here's how you're getting screwed right now. When you sit down at a table game, let's say blackjack, the pit boss rates you. They watch your bets, they estimate your average, they enter it into the computer. And here's the thing nobody tells you. They only watch you for 3 to 5 minutes. That's it, 3 to 5 minutes. After that, they move on. They've got 20 other tables to watch. They've got a floor full of players. They're busy. Your rating is locked in based on those first few minutes. And this is where the glitch happens. Most players do this. They sit down, they're nervous. They want to feel out the table. So they start small, $25 bets, maybe 50. The pit boss sees this, enters it, your average bet, $40. Then, 10 minutes later, after the pit boss is gone, you start betting bigger, 100, 200. You play for 3 hours at that level. But guess what your comp account says? $40 average. You just bet $100 a hand for 3 hours, and you got rated like you were betting 40. You got screwed. You gave them 300 hands at $100, and they paid you comps based on 40. That's 60% of your comps gone, vanished, because you didn't understand the rating window. Now here's the glitch. What if you did the opposite? What if you sat down and immediately started betting big, 200, 300, going hard right out of the gate? The pit boss sees you, whoa, high roller alert. They rate you at 250 average, enters it into the system. Then, after 5 minutes, after they walk away, you drop down, way down, $50 a hand, maybe 25 on a shoe that's running cold. You're betting small, playing conservative, but your rating still says 250. You're getting comp credit for bets you never made. You're earning points on thin air. The casino thinks you're a high roller, but you're actually grinding minimums. And this works because of one simple truth. Pit bosses don't come back. Once they rate you, they're done. They've got quotas. They've got other players. They're not standing there with a stopwatch tracking every single bet you make for 3 hours. They rate you once, and the system runs on autopilot after that. Let me show you the numbers, because this is where it gets disgusting. Normal player, let's call him Dave. Dave sits down at a $25 blackjack table. He's going to play for 4 hours. He's betting 25 to 50, average bet, $35. The casino rates him at 35. He plays 60 hands an hour. That's 240 hands total. Average bet, $35. Total action, $8,400. The casino's theoretical hold on blackjack is about 1%, so they expect to win $84 off Dave. They comp him back 20 to 30% of that theoretical loss, let's say 25%. Dave gets $21 in comps. 4 hours of play, 21 bucks. That's $5 an hour, barely covers a sandwich. Now let's do the exploit. You sit down at the same table, same 4 hours, but you do it right. You start big. First 5 minutes, you're betting 200 a hand, going aggressive. The pit boss sees you as a high roller. You get rated at 150 average. After the pit boss leaves, you drop to 25, minimum bet. You're grinding it out, playing basic strategy, staying flat. You play the same 60 hands an hour, 240 hands total, but your actual average bet is $40. Total action, $9,600. But the casino thinks you bet 150 average. They think your action was $36,000. They calculate your theoretical loss at 360 bucks. They comp you back $90. Same 4 hours Dave played, but you just earned 4 times his comps. You didn't bet more, you didn't lose more, you didn't take more risk. You just gamed the rating window. And that 90 bucks, that's not nothing. That's a buffet, a hotel room, a show ticket, real money in your pocket. Now I know what you're thinking. Won't they catch me? No. And here's why. The pit boss who rated you, they don't know what you did after they walked away. They're not tracking you. They moved on. The surveillance guys, they're watching for cheaters, card counters, advantage players. They're not watching to see if your bet size matches your rating. That's not their job. The comp system, it's automated. It takes the pit boss rating and calculates your points. No human is double-checking it. The only way you get caught is if you're stupid about it. If you're betting 500, then drop to 5, and the pit boss happens to walk by again and sees you, yeah, they might adjust your rating down. But if you're smooth, if you make the drop gradual, if you wait till they're gone, you're invisible. I watched this happen every single day for 11 years. Players accidentally doing this, high rollers intentionally doing this. Nobody ever said a word, because the casino doesn't lose money on this. You're still gambling, you're still giving them action. They're still profitable. They just gave you a few extra bucks in comps. Big deal. From their perspective, keeping you happy and coming back is worth more than nickel and diming your rating. And that's just the first exploit. The rating window is entry-level stuff. It works. It's easy. You can start using it tonight. But there's more. Way more. See, the rating window is about table games. But what about slots? Different system. Different exploit. What about multiple casinos? Can you stack this? What about comp mailers? Can you trigger better offers? And here's the big one. What about using their own player development managers against them? Because once you understand how comp value is calculated, once you understand the algorithms that decide who gets the penthouse suite and who gets the $40 food credit, you can reverse engineer the entire system. You can make yourself look like a whale while betting like a guppy. And I'm going to show you exactly how. So you've got the table game exploit down. You know how to manipulate the rating window. Start big, drop small, let the pit boss walk away thinking you're a hero. But here's the problem. Not everyone plays table games. Some of you are slot players. And you're sitting there thinking, cool story, but I don't play blackjack. I play video poker. I play slots. Does this work for me? Yes, but it's different. Because slots don't have pit bosses. Slots have computers. And computers don't get distracted. Computers track every single spin, every single bet. They know exactly what you're doing, so you can't trick them the same way. But you can still exploit them. You just need to understand what they're actually measuring. Here's what most slot players think. I put my card in, I play, the machine tracks my play. I get points based on how much I bet. Simple, right? Wrong. The machine isn't just tracking how much you bet. It's tracking your theoretical loss. And theoretical loss is calculated using 3 numbers. 1, coin in, that's your total amount wagered. 2, the house edge, that's how much the casino expects to win per dollar you bet. 3, time played. The formula's simple. Coin in times house edge equals theoretical loss. Theoretical loss times comp percentage equals your comps. Sounds straightforward, but here's the glitch. Not all slot machines have the same house edge. And the casino's comp system, it uses average house edge for the entire slot floor. They don't calculate it individually for every single machine. That'd be insane. They'd need a supercomputer. Instead, they use an average.
usually around 8 to 12% for slots, maybe 2 to 4% for video poker. And this is where you destroy them. Let me paint you a picture. You walk into a casino, you've got $200. You're going to play slots for 2 hours. Normal player, let's call her Sarah. She sits down at the first Wheel of Fortune machine she sees. Looks fun, bright lights, she likes it. She bets $1 a spin. She's playing maybe 600 spins over 2 hours. That's $600 coin in. The machine she's on has a 12% house edge. The casino expects to win $72 off her. They comp her back 25%, she gets $18. 2 hours of play, $18 in comps. Now you walk in. You don't sit at the first machine you see. You walk past Wheel of Fortune. You walk past the penny slots. You walk past all the flashy garbage. You find the video poker machines.
Specifically, you find full pay jacks or better, 9-6 pay table, house edge, 0.46%. You sit down, you bet the same as Sarah, $1 a spin. Well, 5 credits at a quarter. Same thing. You play the same 600 hands, $600 coin in. But your house edge is 0.46%. The casino expects to win $2.76 off you. $2.76. But here's the beautiful part. The casino's comp system doesn't know you're playing video poker. It just sees slot play. It uses the average house edge, 8%. So it calculates your theoretical loss as $48. It comps you back 25%. You get $12. Wait, stop. Let me say that again. The casino expects to win less than $3 off you, but they give you $12 in comps. You're getting paid to play. You're not just breaking even, you're literally making money. The comp value exceeds your expected loss. That's not a glitch. That's not an accident. That's math. And casinos hate when you understand math. Now, I need to drill down on this because video poker is the single most exploitable game in any casino. Not blackjack, not craps, not baccarat, video poker. Here's why. 1. The house edge is transparent. You can look at the pay table and calculate exactly what the casino's advantage is. No mystery, no hidden tricks. 2. The house edge is low, like stupidly low. Full pay deuces wild, 0.76%. Full pay jacks or better, 0.46%. Some rare machines, 0.1%. 3. The play is slow. You control the pace. You're not locked into a dealer's rhythm. You can play 30 hands an hour or 100, your choice. 4. Perfect strategy is knowable. You can memorize it. You can use a strategy card. You can play perfectly every single time. And 5, this is the big one. The casino's comp system treats video poker the same as slots. They lump it all together. Gaming machines, one category, one average house edge. So when you play video poker with a 0.46% edge, but the system thinks you're playing an 8% game, you're stealing comps, legally. Let me give you a real-world example because this is where it gets absolutely disgusting. I'm going to use the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas, not because they're special, just because I have their exact comp formula memorized. Cosmo comps slots at 0.3% of coin in. Doesn't matter what your theoretical loss is, doesn't matter if you're playing penny slots or high limit, 0.3% of coin in. So let's say you play $10,000 coin in over a weekend. That's not crazy. That's $50 a spin for 200 spins, or $5 a spin for 2,000 spins. Depends on your speed. 10,000 coin in, 0.3%. You get $30 in comps. Now let's say you play that 10,000 on a full-pay jacks or better machine, 0.46% house edge. Your expected loss, $46. You get $30 back in comps. Your actual cost to play, $16 for an entire weekend. You played for hours, you got entertainment, you got free drinks, you got the casino experience, and it cost you $16. That's less than a movie ticket. But wait, it gets better, because I haven't told you about slot clubs yet. Every casino has promotions, double point days, triple point Tuesdays, senior Sundays, whatever. These are multipliers on your base comp rate. Normal day,
you get 0.3%. Double point day, you get 0.6%. Triple point day, you get 0.9%. Now combine that with video poker. 10,000 coin in on a triple point day, 0.9%. You get $90 in comps. Your expected loss on jacks or better? Still $46. You just made money, $44. The casino paid you to play their game. And this isn't theoretical. This isn't if you get lucky. This is math. This is expected value. Over the long run, if you play perfect strategy on triple point days, you win. Not at the game, you're still going to lose $46 on average, but when you add in comps, you're net positive. Okay, now I'm going to blow your mind because you can stack these exploits. You can combine the table game rating trick with the video poker comp advantage with one more thing I haven't told you about yet: multi-casino play. Here's the secret. Every casino tracks you individually. They don't talk to each other. Your Caesars account doesn't know what you do at MGM. Your MGM account doesn't know what you do at Wynn. So you can exploit all of them simultaneously. Monday, hit Caesars, use the table game rating trick, get rated high, drop your bets, earn comps. Tuesday, hit MGM, it's double point day, play video poker, get paid to play. Wednesday, hit Wynn, same thing. You're cycling through properties, maximizing promotions, never giving any single casino enough action to flag you as unprofitable. And here's the kicker. Each casino thinks you're a loyal player. They're all sending you mailers, offering you free rooms, giving you match play, inviting you to special events, because their system sees you playing regularly, betting decent money, losing a little bit. They don't know you're also doing the same thing at 5 other casinos. They think you're exclusive to them, and they're fighting for your business. Look, if you want the full breakdown, the exact casinos with the best video poker, the exact promo calendar for every major property, the comp tracking spreadsheet that calculates your expected value in real time, hit that subscribe button. Check the description. Everything's there. But don't leave yet, because I'm about to tell you the darkest secret of all, the one that'll turn you from a comp grinder into a casino VIP. Every casino has tiers. You start at the bottom, base level, no benefits. Then you climb, silver, gold, platinum, whatever they call it. Each tier gives you better perks, better comp rates, better offers, priority check-in, free parking, the works. And most players think the only way to climb is to bet more. Wrong. You can hack the tier system. Here's how it works. Casinos don't just track your coin in, they track your ADT, average daily theoretical. That's the average amount they expect to win from you per day. If your ADT is $50, you're base tier. If it's 200, you're gold. If it's 1,000, you're diamond. The thresholds vary by property, but the concept is the same. Now here's the exploit. ADT is calculated by dividing your total theoretical loss by the number of days you played, not the number of days you visited, the number of days you played. So if you go to a casino and play for 6 hours on Saturday, that counts as 1 day. If you go to a casino and play for 2 hours on Saturday, leave, come back Sunday and play 2 more hours, that counts as 2 days. Same amount of play, but your ADT just got cut in half. See where I'm going with this? Most players front-load their play. They go to Vegas for a weekend. They hit the casino Friday night. They play for 8 hours straight.
They're trying to earn their comps. They rack up 2,000 coin in. The casino calculates their theoretical at $160. 1 day of play, ADT 160. That gets them maybe gold tier if they're lucky. Now, let me show you the hack. You go to Vegas for the same weekend, but you don't play 8 hours on Friday. You play 1 hour Friday night, log some coin in, then you stop, cash out, leave. Saturday morning, you come back, play another hour, leave. Saturday afternoon, come back, another hour. Saturday night, another hour. Sunday morning, another hour. You spread that same 8 hours across 5 separate days. Same total coin in, 2,000. Same theoretical loss, 160. But now it's divided by 5 days.
Your ADT is 32 bucks. Wait, that's lower. How does that help? It doesn't. Not for that trip. But here's the thing. ADT is calculated over rolling periods, usually 3 months, sometimes 6. So if you take 10 trips to that casino over 3 months and you spread your play across multiple days each trip, you're massively inflating your days played count. You're making it look like you're a regular, a frequent visitor, someone who comes in all the time. And casinos love regulars. They'll bump your tier even if your ADT is low because you're showing loyalty, you're showing frequency, and frequency is more valuable than occasional high play. Here's what casinos actually want. They don't want you to come once and lose $5,000. They want you to come 50 times and lose $100 each time, because the player who comes 50 times, that player is addicted, that player is reliable, that player is predictable revenue. The player who comes once and loses $5,000, that player might never come back. That player might have just gotten lucky with a tax refund. That player is a wild card. So the tier system is designed to reward frequency over volume. And if you understand that, you can game it. You can make yourself look like a loyal, regular player, even if you're barely gambling. You can hit base-level ADT thresholds by spreading minimal play across maximum days, and you can trigger tier bumps that give you way more comp value than you actually earned. Here's an advanced move. You don't even need to play every day. You just need to activate your card every day. Walk into the casino, find a penny slot, put your card in, bet 1 penny, spin once, cash out. Congratulations, you just logged a day of play. Your coin in for that day, 1 cent. Your theoretical loss, 0.001 cents. But your days played count, it went up. Do that every day for a month, 30 days of play. Then, on day 31, you actually gamble. You play for real. You put in 2,000 coin in. The system sees 31 days of play. Your ADT gets averaged across all of it. It's diluted, spread out, minimized. But your frequency metrics? Through the roof. And when the player development manager reviews your account for a tier bump, they see someone who comes to the casino every single day. You look like a degenerate gambler. You look like exactly the kind of player they want to keep happy. So they bump you. You played 1 real session, 2,000 coin in, but you gamed the system so hard that you look like a VIP. Now let me be clear about something. This works. I've seen it work. I've watched players do this for years. But you can't be sloppy. If you walk in every day and bet 1 penny and leave, and you do that for 6 months straight, eventually someone's going to notice. Some analyst is going to pull your account and say, "What the hell is this person doing?" And they'll flag you. They'll adjust your tier. They'll exclude you from promotions. So you need to mix it up. Some days, bet a penny. Some days, play for 30 minutes. Some days, play for 2 hours. Make it look natural. Make it look like you're just a person who likes to stop by the casino on your lunch break or whatever. Vary the pattern. Stay under the radar. And never, ever tell a casino host what you're doing. So now you know. The rating window exploit for table games, the video poker comp advantage, the multi-casino rotation, the ADT manipulation for tier climbing. You're armed. You're dangerous. You could stop here and you'd already be ahead of 99% of players. But there's one more layer. The layer where you stop grinding and you start getting invited. Where you stop chasing comps and the casino starts chasing you. Where you go from being a player to being a whale. Even if you're betting minimums. And that's where player development comes in. All right, we need to talk about player development, because everything I've told you so far, that's amateur hour compared to this. The rating window trick, the video poker exploit, the ADT games, that's all mechanical. That's system manipulation. But player development, that's psychological warfare. That's you versus a human being whose entire job is to squeeze maximum value out of you. And if you know how to play them, they become your personal ATM machine. Let me tell you who these people are. Player development managers, casino hosts, VIP services, whatever the property calls them. Their job description sounds nice. Provide exceptional service to valued guests. Here's their real job. Make you gamble more. That's it. That's the whole thing. They're not your friend. They're not there to take care of you. They're salespeople, commission-based salespeople. They get bonuses based on how much their players lose. If you're in a casino host's book and you lose 50 grand this quarter, that host gets a cut, maybe 5%, maybe 10, depends on the property. So when they're offering you free rooms, free dinners, free show tickets, they're not being generous. They're investing in you. They're spending the casino's money to keep you gambling because they know that for every dollar they spend on comps, you're going to lose $5 at the tables. It's math, cold, calculated math. And once you understand that, you can flip the script. Most players never get a casino host. They play, they earn points, they redeem comps through the kiosk. They never interact with player development. And that's a mistake because hosts have discretionary comp power. They can override the system. They can give you stuff that the algorithm would never approve. Free rooms on sold-out weekends, restaurant reservations at fully booked spots, show tickets, limo service, suite upgrades, all of it outside the normal comp system. So how do you get a host? Most people think you need to be a high roller, bet thousands per hand, lose big. Wrong. You just need to look like you're worth pursuing. Here's the move. You walk into a casino, doesn't matter which one. Pick a major property, Caesars, MGM, Wynn, whoever. You go to the Players Club desk, you sign up for a card. They ask you the standard questions, name, address, email, date of birth. Then they ask the important one, what's your average bet? This is where most people screw up. They're honest. Oh, I usually bet $25. Don't do that. You say, I usually play 100 to 500, depending on the table. They enter it, it's in your profile now. It's not verified, it's not locked, it's just a note, a starting point. But now, when a player development manager pulls your account, they see average bet 100 to 500. You're flagged as a potential player.
Then you go play. And here's the critical part. You use the rating window exploit. You sit at a blackjack table, you bet big for the first 5 minutes, 200, 300, make a show of it. The pit boss rates you high, let's say 250 average. Then you drop. You play $50 a hand for the next 2 hours. You log your play, you leave. Now you wait. Usually within 48 hours, a casino host is going to reach out, email or phone call. They introduce themselves. They say something like, "Hi, we noticed you were playing at our property this weekend. We'd love to take care of you on your next visit. Can I get you set up with some complimentary rooms and dining?" This is the hook. They're testing you. They're seeing if you're responsive, if you're interested in building a relationship. Here's what you do. You respond enthusiastically. "Oh, wow, that would be amazing. Yeah, I'm planning to come back next month. I'd love to stay on property if you can set that up." You're playing the role, the excited player, the person who's flattered by the attention. And then you ask the key question. "By the way, what kind of play do you need from me to keep these offers coming?" This is where it gets interesting, because now the host has to show their hand. They'll tell you their ADT requirements. We typically look for players with at least $200 ADT to qualify for complimentary rooms, or whatever their threshold is. You act like that's no problem. "Oh yeah, that's totally doable. I usually play 3 to 4 hours when I visit, so that should work out." You're not committing to anything. You're not signing a contract. You're just having a conversation. But you're establishing expectations. And here's the beautiful part. Once a host offers you comps, they don't want to take them back. It's embarrassing. It makes them look bad. It makes the casino look cheap. So if your play comes in a little under their threshold, they're probably not going to cut you off. They're going to keep comping you. They're going to hope you ramp up. They're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. And you're going to exploit that grace period. Okay, so now you've got a host, you've got offers, free rooms, free food. Now you need to maintain the relationship without actually losing money. Here's the pattern. You visit once a month, maybe twice if you're local. Each visit, you put in enough play to justify the comps they gave you, but not more. If they said they need $200 ADT, you give them $200 ADT. Not $300, not $500. You meet the minimum. You don't exceed it. And you do it using all the exploits I already taught you.
rating window manipulation, video poker on promo days. Spread your play across multiple days to dilute your actual theoretical loss, so your host thinks you're gambling big. The system shows decent ADT, the casino's happy, but your actual cost, minimal. You're playing video poker with a 0.46% edge on double point days. You're betting small after the rating window closes. You're spreading your sessions to maximize frequency metrics. Your real theoretical loss might be $50 per trip, but your comps? Easily $200 in value. Room, food, drinks. You're cash flow positive. The casino is paying you to visit. Now here's where it gets fun. Once you've established yourself as a regular, once your host knows you and trusts you, you start asking for extras. Hey, I'm bringing my girlfriend next month. Any chance you can upgrade us to a suite? I saw there's a concert at the venue. Can you get me tickets? My buddy's coming into town. Can you comp him a room too? And here's the thing. Hosts have discretionary budgets. They can say yes to this stuff, especially if you've been a consistent player. They're not going to risk losing you over a $100 suite upgrade, so they approve it. And now you're not just getting free rooms and food. You're getting upgraded experiences, better rooms, better seats, better everything. All because you built a relationship, all because you made yourself look valuable, even though your actual play is minimal. Here's the secret that nobody tells you. Casino hosts are measured on player retention. It's not just about how much their players lose. It's about how many players they keep coming back. If a host has 100 players in their book and 50 of them stop coming, that host looks bad. Their boss is asking questions. Why are we losing players? What are you doing wrong? So hosts are desperate to keep their numbers up, and you can use that. Let's say you've been visiting monthly for 6 months. You're a regular. Your host knows you. Then you ghost them. You don't visit for 2 months. You don't respond to emails. You go dark. Your host is going to panic. Did I lose this player? Did they go to a competitor? What happened? They're going to reach out. They're going to offer you better deals. Hey, we miss you. Let me set you up with a complimentary suite and a $100 dining credit. When can you come back? You just created scarcity. You made yourself valuable by disappearing, and now they're bidding for your attention. This is the game. This is the player development con. You're not actually a whale. You're barely gambling, but you positioned yourself as someone worth fighting for. Now, let's take it further, because you're not just working with one casino. You're working with 5, 10, however many properties are in your area, and each one has a different host. And here's what you do. You play them against each other. You tell host A at Caesars, yeah, I've been playing at MGM lately. They're giving me suite upgrades and concert tickets. Can you match that? You tell host B at MGM, Caesars just offered me a free cabana at the pool. What can you do? You're creating competition. You're making each host think they're about to lose you to a competitor, and they're going to respond by offering you more. Because no host wants to be the one who lost a player to a rival property. It's embarrassing. It reflects poorly on them. So they'll bend the rules. They'll use their discretionary budget. They'll get creative, all to keep you, even though you're not actually that valuable. You're just good at playing the game. All right, here's the nuclear option, the move that'll get you bumped to VIP status overnight. It's risky. It requires confidence. But if you pull it off, you're set. Here's how it works. You play a session, you get rated, you know your theoretical loss because you tracked it yourself. Let's say you played 4 hours, $50 average bet, 300 hands. The casino's theoretical on you is $150, but when you check your account, they only credited you for 100. You call your host. Hey, I was reviewing my play from last weekend and I think there's an error. I played 4 hours at $50 average bet.
But my theoretical is only showing 100. Can you look into that? Now, here's what happens. The host pulls your account. They check with the pit. They review the ratings. And chances are, you're right. Because pit bosses make mistakes all the time. They underrate players. They forget to log sessions. They fat finger numbers into the system. The host corrects it. They adjust your theoretical up. You just established yourself as someone who pays attention, someone who knows how the system works, someone who's sophisticated enough to track their own play and dispute errors. And that makes you dangerous, because now they know they can't lowball you. Now they know you're watching, and players who watch, players who know the game, those are the players who get taken seriously. But here's the warning. You can only do this if you're actually right. If you dispute your theo and you're wrong, if you're trying to claim play you didn't actually do, you're done. They'll flag your account, they'll audit your sessions, they'll catch the discrepancy, and they'll cut you off. No more comps, no more offers, you're blacklisted from player development. So you need to be accurate. You need to track your play religiously. Know your bet amounts, know your time, know your theoretical, and only dispute when you're certain there's an error. Because this move is powerful, but it's also a tightrope. Let me be honest with you about something. Casinos know these exploits exist. They know players manipulate ratings. They know video poker has positive EV on promo days. They know people game the tier system. They just don't care that much. Because for every one player who's exploiting the system, there are 99 who aren't. For every person listening to this script and taking notes, there are thousands of people who are just walking in and donating money. The exploiters are a rounding error. The casino's still profitable, the system still works, the business model is intact, so they let it slide. Unless you get greedy. If you're exploiting too hard, if you're never losing, if you're always net positive, eventually someone's gonna notice and they'll shut you down. Not with drama, not with accusations, they'll just stop sending you offers. Your host will stop responding. Your tier status will mysteriously drop. You'll be quietly exiled from the system. So you need to lose sometimes, not a lot, but enough to stay under the radar, enough to make the casino feel like they're still winning. Because the goal isn't to never lose. The goal is to lose less than the value of your comps. Here's the sustainable strategy. You play smart. You use the exploits, you maximize comp value, but you accept small losses. Let's say you visit a casino once a month. Each visit you get $200 in comp value, room, food, drinks. Your actual cost to play, using all the tricks, is maybe $75 in expected loss. You're up $125 every trip. That's $1,500 a year per casino. If you're rotating through 5 casinos, that's $7,500 a year in net positive value. That's a vacation, a car payment, a chunk of rent, real money. And all you're doing is playing games you'd probably play anyway. You're just doing it smarter. You're extracting maximum value from every dollar you risk. This is where most people fail, because they can't make the mental shift. They walk into a casino and they want to win big. They want the jackpot, the rush, the fantasy. And that's fine. I'm not judging. But if you want to actually make money from casinos, if you want to flip the script and exploit the system, you need to stop thinking like a gambler. You need to start thinking like an advantage player. That means you're not playing for fun. You're playing for profit. You're not chasing losses. You're calculating expected value. You're not impressed by big wins. You're focused on long-term ROI. Every decision is mathematical. Every move is strategic. You're not gambling. You're working. And casinos, they're not entertainment venues. They're your clients, and you're extracting maximum value from them. All right, one more exploit before I wrap this part up. This one's advanced. This one requires a relationship with your host. But if you can pull it off, it's devastating. Loss rebates. Here's how they work. Some casinos, especially during slow periods, will offer high-value players a loss rebate promotion. Come play this week. If you lose, we'll give you back 20%. It's a marketing tool, a way to get whales in the door during off-peak times. Now, most players think, oh, cool, a safety net. They play normally, they might lose $2,000, they get $400 back. That's the intended use. But here's the exploit. You bet big, really big. You max out your credit line. You make huge, aggressive plays on games with low house edge. Baccarat, blackjack with perfect strategy, craps with odds bets. You're gambling, but you're doing it smart. You're keeping the house edge minimal. Now, 2 things can happen. 1, you win. You win big. You walk away up $10,000, $20,000, whatever.
Or 2, you lose big. But if you lose, you get 20% back. So you're not actually risking full value, you're risking 80% of your action. And on a low-edge game, that flips the math in your favor. Let me give you numbers. You bet $10,000 on Baccarat. House edge, 1.06%. Expected loss, $106. But you're playing on a 20% loss rebate day. If you lose, you get $2,000 back. Your effective edge is now 18.94% in your favor. You can't lose, mathematically, over the long run. Either you win at the table or you lose but get rebated enough to come out ahead. Of course, there's always a catch. Loss rebates come with terms. Usually, they cap the rebate amount. Max rebate, $500. Or they require a minimum loss, must lose at least $1,000 to qualify. Or they restrict which games count. Rebate applies to slots and table games only. Video poker excluded. So you need to read the fine print. You need to understand exactly how the promo works before you go all in on this strategy. But if you find a good one, if the terms are favorable, you can absolutely destroy it. I've seen players make 20 grand in a weekend using loss rebate hustles, and the casino can't do anything about it because the player followed the rules. They just understood the math better than the casino expected. So now you've got the complete player development playbook. How to get a host, how to negotiate, how to create the illusion of being a whale, how to play hosts against each other, how to dispute your Theo, how to exploit loss rebates. You're not just grinding comps anymore. You're operating at a level most players never even know exists. But there's still one more piece, the piece that ties everything together, the piece that'll let you build a sustainable, long-term system that generates consistent value year after year. And that's the comp portfolio strategy, how to track everything, how to optimize across multiple properties, how to manage relationships without burning out. That's next. Okay. So you've learned the individual exploits, the rating window, the video poker advantage, the ADT manipulation, the player development psychology. You've got the tools, but tools without a system, that's chaos. You'll burn out, you'll make mistakes, you'll forget which casino you're working, which host you promised what, which promo is running where. You need structure.
You need what I call the comp portfolio strategy. This is how you turn one-off exploits into a sustainable income stream. This is how you manage 5, 10, 15 casino relationships simultaneously without losing your mind. This is the end game. Think of casinos like investments. Each property is an asset in your portfolio. Each one has different returns, different risk profiles, different maintenance requirements. Some casinos have great video poker, high comp rates, generous hosts. Those are your blue-chip stocks, reliable, consistent. You visit them regularly. Other casinos have terrible games, low comp rates, stingy player development. Those are junk bonds. You might hit them once for a sign-up bonus, but you don't waste time there. The goal is to build a diversified portfolio, multiple properties, multiple revenue streams, multiple relationships. So if one casino cuts you off, if one host leaves, if one promotion ends, you're still profitable. You've got backups. You're not dependent on any single source. First thing you need, a tracking spreadsheet. And I'm not talking about some casual notes on your phone. I'm talking about a real, detailed, obsessive spreadsheet. Here's what you track. Column 1, casino name. Column 2, date of visit. Column 3, hours played. Column 4, game type. Column 5, average bet. Column 6, total coin in. Column 7, estimated theoretical loss. Column 8, comp credits earned. Column 9, comp value redeemed. Column 10, net profit or loss. Every visit, every session, you log it. You calculate your actual expected value versus your comp value. You track which properties are profitable, which ones are break even, which ones are costing you money. And over time, you start to see patterns. Let's say you've been tracking for 3 months. You visit Caesars 10 times. Your average theoretical loss per visit, $40. Your average comp value, $120. Net profit per visit, $80. You visit MGM 8 times. Average theoretical, $60. Average comp value, $90. Net profit per visit, $30. You visit win 5 times. Average theoretical, $70. Average comp value, $60. You're losing money at win, so you stop going to win, or you adjust your strategy there. Maybe you only go on triple point days. You double down on Caesars, that's your best performer. You increase your frequency there. This is portfolio optimization. You're reallocating resources toward your highest return assets. You're cutting dead weight, you're maximizing efficiency, and you're doing it based on data, not feelings, not hunches, math. Now, here's the trick with multiple casinos. You can't hit them all at once. If you're visiting 5 different casinos every week, you're spreading yourself too thin. You're not building meaningful relationships with any single host. And worse, you're increasing your visibility. You need a rotation. Here's what I recommend. Month 1, focus on Casino A and Casino B. Visit each twice. Build rapport with your hosts. Log solid play. Month 2, focus on Casino C and Casino D. Same thing. Month 3, focus on Casino E and maybe revisit Casino A. Month 4, cycle back through. You're creating rhythm, consistency, predictability. Each host sees you as a regular. They think you're loyal to their property. They don't know you're also working 4 other casinos. And because you're spacing out your visits, you're avoiding burnout. You're not spending every weekend in a casino. You're being strategic. This is huge. Every casino runs promotions on a schedule. Double Point Tuesdays, Seniors Day Wednesdays, Free Play Fridays, slot tournaments, table game comps, loss rebates. You need to know when these happen, and you need to plan your visits around them. Here's how. You create a promo calendar, just like your tracking spreadsheet. List every casino, list every recurring promo, mark the dates. Then you optimize your schedule. You don't visit Caesars on a random Thursday. You visit on Double Point Day. You don't play slots at MGM on a Monday. You wait till Triple Point Tuesday. You're timing every visit to maximize value. And here's the beautiful part. When you combine promo days with the exploits I already taught you, the math gets stupid. Video poker on Triple Point Day with a loss rebate promotion, you might be making $50 an hour, guaranteed. Table games on a double comp weekend with the rating window exploit, you're earning 200% of your actual theoretical. This is where it all comes together. But it's not just about numbers and promos. You're dealing with humans, casino hosts, player development managers, and you need to track those relationships too. Here's what you need to know about each host. Their name, obviously, their direct phone and email. Don't rely on the general player development line. Their personality type. Are they numbers-driven? Do they care about relationships? Are they strict or flexible? Their approval authority. How much can they comp without getting manager approval? Their schedule. When are they working? When are they off? And most importantly, what have they done for you? What have you asked for? What have they said no to? You log it all. Because 6 months from now, when you're asking for a suite upgrade, you need to know if you already burned that favor. When you're negotiating with a host, you need to remember what they offered last time so you can frame your ask appropriately. This is relationship management. It's sales. It's psychology. And if you don't track it, you'll forget. You'll screw it up. Let's talk about how you actually talk to hosts, because most players get this wrong. They're either too demanding, I need a suite this weekend, or too passive. Is there any way I could maybe get a room? You need to be assertive but friendly. Here's the formula. 1. Acknowledge the relationship. Hey, Sarah, hope you're doing well. 2. Reference your loyalty. I've been coming in pretty regularly, really enjoying the property. 3. State your request clearly. I'm planning a visit next month, and I'd love to get a suite if possible. 4. Justify it. I'm bringing friends, want to show them a good time. 5. Give them an out. Let me know what you can do. I totally understand if it's a busy weekend. You're making it easy for them to say yes. You're not being entitled. You're not being demanding. You're being a reasonable person who understands how the game works. And that gets you way further than being a jerk. Now let's talk about mailers. Every casino sends you promotional offers. Free play, match play, comp dollars, room discounts. These are based on your play history, your ADT, your tier status. And most players just take what they get. They open the mailer, oh cool, $50 in free play. They use it. But you can engineer better offers. Here's how. You time your play to hit right before the casino's offer calculation period.
Most casinos run these monthly or quarterly. They look at your recent play and generate offers for the next period. If you can figure out when that calculation happens and you front-load your play right before it, you inflate your recent activity. You make yourself look more valuable than you actually are, and the system generates bigger offers. Let me give you an example. Caesars calculates offers around the 15th of each month based on the previous 30 days. If you know that, you don't spread your play evenly through the month. You play heavy from the 1st to the 14th, log a ton of action, then you coast the rest of the month. The system sees big activity in the calculation window, it thinks you're ramping up, your next month's offers way better. And you're not actually playing more, you're just timing it strategically. Here's a sneaky one. Some players create multiple Players Club accounts. Not at the same casino, that's fraud, don't do that, but across different regions or different corporate entities. Let me explain. Caesars operates properties in Vegas, Atlantic City, Lake Tahoe, and other markets. Your Caesars Rewards account works at all of them, it's linked. But let's say there's a local casino that's not part of any major chain, it's independent. You can have a separate account there, obviously. Now here's where it gets interesting. Some corporate groups operate multiple brands with separate loyalty programs. MGM has MGM Rewards, but they also own Borgata, and Borgata has its own program in some markets. If you can find these situations where the same parent company runs separate programs, you can work both separately. You're essentially getting 2 bites at the apple. 2 sets of offers, 2 host relationships, 2 comp streams, and they don't cross-communicate. Here's easy money. Every casino wants new players, so they offer sign-up bonuses. Join our Players Club, get $50 in free play. Sign up today, get a free buffet, whatever. Most people sign up at 1 or 2 casinos and that's it. But if you're strategic, you can hit every casino in your region, sign up, claim the bonus, extract value, move on. I call it the sign-up bonus circuit. Here's the move. You make a list of every casino within 100 miles, or whatever your range is. You schedule a day trip, hit 3 or 4 properties. At each one, sign up, get the free play, run it through once, cash out, leave. Total time per casino, 30 minutes. Total free money, $50 to $100 per property. You hit 12 casinos in a month, that's $600 to $1,200 for basically nothing. You're not even gambling, you're just claiming bonuses and walking. Now obviously this is a one-time thing, you can't keep doing it at the same casinos, but if you're in a region with a lot of properties, or if you travel, it's free money, just sitting there, waiting for you to take it. Let me talk about something serious for a second, bankroll management. Because all these exploits, all these strategies, they only work if you don't go broke. You need a dedicated casino bankroll, money that's separate from your bills, your rent, your life, money you can afford to lose, and you need to be disciplined about it. Here's the rule. Never risk more than 5% of your bankroll on a single session. If you've got $2,000 in your casino bankroll, your max session stake is $100. Why? Because even with perfect strategy, even with every exploit working in your favor, you can still lose. Variance is real. Bad runs happen. Cards go cold. And if you're not managing your bankroll properly, you'll bust out. You'll lose your whole stake in one bad night, and then you're done. You can't exploit anything because you're broke. So you need discipline. You set limits, you stick to them, you don't chase losses, and you keep your comp hunting bankroll separate from everything else. This is a business. Treat it like one. Real talk for a second. Comps are taxable income. Yeah, I know, it sucks, but legally, any comp worth over $600 in a year, the casino's supposed to issue you a 1099. Rooms, food, show tickets, if the total value exceeds $600, you're supposed to report it. Now, do most people report it? No. Do casinos aggressively enforce this? Not really. But technically, legally, you're supposed to.
And if you're running a serious comp portfolio, if you're pulling multiple thousands in comp value per year across multiple properties, you might want to talk to an accountant. I'm not a tax guy.
I can't give you advice on this, but I'm telling you the reality, just so you know, because the last thing you want is an IRS audit over unreported casino comps. Here's something nobody talks about. This gets exhausting. Tracking spreadsheets, managing host relationships, timing promo calendars, rotating between properties is work. And if you're not careful, it stops being fun. You start dreading casino visits. You start resenting the grind. You start making mistakes because you're tired. And that's when you get sloppy. That's when you blow your cover. That's when you lose money. So you need to build in breaks. You need to take months off. Let your accounts cool. Let your hosts wonder where you went. Then you come back refreshed, re-engaged, ready to grind again. This isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. If you burn out in 6 months, you've gained nothing. But if you can sustain this for years, rotating properties, maintaining relationships, extracting consistent value, that's when it becomes real money. That's when you've built something that actually works. Let me address the elephant in the room. Is this unethical? Are you scamming the casino? No. Here's why. You're following the rules. You're not cheating. You're not lying. You're not breaking any laws. You're playing games they offer. You're accepting comps they provide. You're using exploits that exist because of their own system design. Casinos are not your friends. They're not charities. They're businesses designed to extract maximum value from you. They use psychology, lighting, music, free drinks, all to keep you gambling longer, betting bigger, losing more. They're trying to exploit you. So when you turn the tables, when you exploit them back, that's not wrong, that's just smart. You're playing the game they created. You're just playing it better than they expected. And if they don't like it, they can change the rules. They can tighten the systems. They can close the loopholes. But until they do, it's fair game. All right, let's bring this home. You now know more about casino comp systems than 99% of players. You know the rating window exploit, the video poker advantage, the ADT manipulation, the player development con. You know how to build a comp portfolio, how to track your value, how to optimize across properties, how to manage relationships. You've got the tools, you've got the system, you've got the knowledge. Now it's on you to execute. And I'm not going to lie, most people won't. Most people will listen to this, they'll think, that's interesting, and then they'll do nothing. They'll walk into a casino next week and play the same way they always have. They'll leave money on the table, they'll get exploited by the system instead of exploiting it. But you're not most people, because you're still here. You listened to 8,000 words of comp strategy. You took notes. You're serious. So do something with this. Start small. Pick one exploit. Try the rating window trick on your next visit. Track your results. See what happens. Then add another exploit, then another. Build the system slowly. Learn as you go. And 6 months from now, when you're getting free rooms every weekend, when you're eating at high-end restaurants for free, when you're actually making money from casinos instead of losing it, you'll remember this. You'll remember the moment you stopped being a sucker and started being a player. If you want the full toolkit, the spreadsheet templates, the promo calendar, the casino ratings database, check the link in the description. Everything's there. And hit that subscribe button, because I've got more of this coming. More exploits, more insider secrets, more ways to flip the script on the casino industry. They've been taking advantage of players for decades. It's time to take it back. I'm done talking. You know what to do. Go exploit the system. And remember, the house always wins until it doesn't.